Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
First at 4, breaking news, a shooting inside an elementary school. This video, very difficult for any parent to watch as small children are rushed from their classrooms trying to get safety. Good afternoon, I'm Karen Drew. That shooting is under investigation in San Bernardino, California. New information is still coming in right now. Police are saying this is a murder-suicide, and police say, quote, the suspect is down. Jason Colthorpe is in the newsroom monitoring the very latest from California. And Jason, many people are wondering exactly how many people are involved.
Yeah, exactly, Karen. Right now, police saying 2 adults are dead, including a teacher, and 2 students are wounded. Now, this has been an active scene at North Park School in San Bernardino for about the last 2 hours. It's a big school, about 600 students there from kindergarten through 6th grade attending. After the gunshots, the rest of the students were evacuated to a nearby college campus where they could meet their parents. And of course, as you can imagine, hundreds of parents came running to check on their kids.
I live down the street. My wife called me that a friend told her there was a shooting, so I ran up here.
Now, we're told the 2 injured students have been airlifted to the hospital. We don't know their conditions right now. We also are hearing investigators saying this was a domestic dispute, as you said, Karen. But obviously, there will be new information coming out of California on this over the next 2.5 hours as we lead up to nightly news with Lester Holt. So stay with Local 4 and click on Detroit.com for all of that. For now, we'll send it back to you, Karen.
All right. Thank you, Jason. We also are following some breaking news here at home. Sexual assault charges have been reinstated against former Michigan State basketball star Mateen Cleaves. Cleaves was charged with sexual assaulting a woman after a golf event last December. The judge dismissed the case. Well, today, charges against Cleaves were reinstated. No word on when he is expected to be back in court. A storm rolled through Metro Detroit earlier this afternoon, and lightning struck this house over in Clinton Township. It happened on the 20,000 block of Starina. Luckily, no one was hurt. We're getting a break right now, but we definitely could be seeing some more storms tonight. So let's bring in Ben Bailey for what we can expect over the next couple of hours. Ben.
Yeah, Karen, the next round of storms just off to our southwest, but the entire area is under a slight risk of severe weather. This has been upgraded from the marginal risk that we were under earlier today, and you can see that extends all the way out to the east side lakes. And our timeline looks like it's mainly going to be in the evening, but 4 Live radar just starting to show that there's a little bit more activity down here to the southwest. These thunderstorms not severe, but quite a bit of lightning within those. And as they move to the northeast at 55 miles an hour, so they're hauling. They'll be here in the western sections of Lenawee County sometime after 4:30. Onstead, you'll probably see this if it holds together here by 4:45 tonight. So here's the bottom line. Between 6 p.m. tonight and 2 a.m. is when we're looking for the threat of severe weather. There will be better chances north near a warm front, but the biggest impacts are going to be from straight line winds and possibly severe hail. There are other things that we have to watch, including the possibility of a tornado. More on that coming up in just a few minutes, Karen.
All right, thank you, Ben. Also, first at 4, Detroit police looking for the person who shot and killed 2 brothers Sunday in northwest Detroit. Witnesses living along Schaefer near Pembroke told police they heard shots shortly before 7 p.m. on Sunday. The brothers, Lewis Phillips and Alex Stewart, have both died. Their mother says her sons were caught in the crossfire or an argument they were not involved in. Police are investigating. You'll be hearing more from their mom tonight on Local 4 News at 5. A Farmington doctor who pled no contest to assault charges was in court for sentencing today. Dr. Eliza Armange was accused of kissing a female patient while treating her last summer. He pled no contest to the charge and today was handed a 93-day sentence, but the misdemeanor sentence was suspended. He will be on probation for the next 2 years and must pay court costs as well as fines. The Detroit Pistons play their very last game at the Palace in just a few hours. It has been a weekend filled with sports nostalgia, and thousands of fans are headed to Auburn Hills tonight for that final farewell. Jamie Edmonds is there.
We're here at the Palace, and look, they're already advertising for Little Caesars Arena next year. But tonight, it's not about LCA. It's about the Palace. The final game is tonight, Pistons versus Wizards. This place is pretty nice. We just caught up with some fans who are sad to see it go.
We can't miss this because when they close this, it's never going to be here again.
Man, there's been some great basketball played in this building. We're going to relive moments from those 3 championships. We're going to talk to Pistons fans, and we're going to send this place out right later on Local 4.
All right, thank you very much, Jamie. For the first time in 14 months, the United States Supreme Court is back up to its full membership of 9 justices. Judge Neil Gorsuch today took the oath to succeed the late Justice Antonin Scalia on that court. There were actually 2 ceremonies. This morning, Chief Justice John Roberts delivered the oath inside the Supreme Court building. Then there was another ceremony at the White House Rose Garden.
He will decide cases based not on his personal preferences, but based on a fair and objective reading of the law.
I will never forget that to whom much is given, much will be expected. And I promise you that I will do all my powers permit to be a faithful servant of the Constitution and laws of this great nation.
New Justice Gorsuch once served as a law clerk for Justice Anthony Kennedy, who administered the oath this morning. Justice Gorsuch will join the court later this month to hear arguments over laws that block states from spending tax dollars that support the work of churches. Future court cases could involve President Trump's second travel ban order and the question of whether businesses can refuse on religious grounds to provide services to same-sex couples. First at 4, we're also tracking the top stories from all around the world. Egyptian Christians held funerals today for loved ones killed in 2 suicide bombings at the Palm Sunday services. The explosions killed at least 44 people in 2 cities. This service in Alexandria was broadcast on several Egyptian television channels. Egypt's president has declared a state of emergency as fears grow that ISIS is now targeting civilians, especially Christians, in Egypt. Moving now to London, police officers from across Britain lined the streets to pay tribute to an officer killed in a terror attack. Constable Keith Palmer was stabbed to death by the man who drove an SUV into pedestrians on this Westminster Bridge. Police say this funeral would be a massive tribute to Palmer, with 2 minutes of silence observed by police across the country. 5 people died during that attack last month. And look at this massive fire over in New Hampshire. It happened overnight. 2 buildings collapsed as the flames tore through those structures. Several fire departments had to work together to get the upper hand. Fire investigators say the fire probably started in the kitchen of the State Street Saloon in Portsmouth. Here's more video from this morning. You can still see that smoke still rising from the wreckage. So far, no reports of any injuries. Well, Sesame Street is making history once again. Today, the legendary children's show introduced the first character living with autism. Our Paula Tutman spoke with local students about how this new character might build better understanding among kids.
Who's that? Is that Big Bird? Big Bird. Is that Big Bird? Okay. So that's Christopher. Of course he knows who Big Bird is. Everybody knows Big Bird. But do you know Julia? Julia is a very, very important new puppet for Sesame Street, who also happens to be very, very important to Christopher. She's the newest character on Sesame Street.
Hi, Julia. I'm Big Bird. Nice to meet you. Oh, Julia?
Julia has autism. She sees and experiences the world differently. At the Judson Center in Royal Oak, each and every one of these children might experience that in their lives as well. Stares, confusion, even disapproval and isolation. Here, learning disabilities have been turned into learning differences.
Are you lost? Nice.
They've done a great job portraying autism, through Julia. Having Julia on Sesame Street really helps to demystify what is autism.
You might see a child is having a meltdown. And quickly, what we want to be able to do, and we want people to be educated on, is if you see that, if you witness that, lend a helping hand.
Julia's importance is different here than, say, here. Barnard Elementary School in Troy, where we show the video to children who do not have autism.
You're really good at painting. High five, Julia. Huh?
This particular school is exceptional because it is in its maiden year of a new program geared at not autism awareness, but autism acceptance. 10 new students, all different places on the autism spectrum scale. And when these children met Julia, this is who they saw.
I think Julia is just like everybody else, except she has autism, so she acts differently. Her brain is like a fence for her to be like other people, and it's hard for her to overcome that fence.
I think that this will help because they'll see like Sesame Street, which many kids have loved, and they'll see this and they'll be like, well, I mean, Elmo likes her.
Okay, so obviously those were two very unscientific focus groups, but it's very interesting to see the reaction of children who are living with autism and those who are not autistic or are not living with autism, at least personally. Listen, here's the thing. The experts will challenge you to believe this isn't just for children, but adults too. Anytime you can foster education, understanding, not tolerance, Karen, but acceptance, true acceptance from people who just happen to be different from you, it is a good thing. And let's face it, you know, if Elmo likes you, come on, you've got to be good.
Very good point. I loved all of those kids' reaction. Great story. Thank you, Paula. Well, a hungry teenager is trying to beat a world record set by Ellen DeGeneres. That is one of the story that is trending today. Also, a sheriff's aggressive warning to criminals going viral.
Enjoy trying to sleep tonight, wondering if tonight's the night our SWAT team blows your front door off the hinges.
The criminals he's targeting and who he's asking for help. Kimberly Gill has good health.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. Is there a connection between stress and gaining weight? We'll tell you what the latest research is saying about that. And just 10 minutes a day can help your children with better health for a lifetime. We'll have those stories next.
Manhunt for coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
Metro Detroit recently has become well acquainted with big business bounce backs.
It's too bad. It was a great place. It really was.
But can this old abandoned mall become one of them? A township board is going to take that question up tonight.
All right, Rod, let's talk good health. Question for you, is stress making you fat? Kimberly Gill is here with new research today that suggests it's definitely not helping.
Well, that's true, and stress probably hurts you from doing a lot of things, including exercising and having good nutrition. This study actually looked at levels of a stress hormone called cortisol in participants' hair. It helps measure long-term stress. So researchers found people with higher levels of cortisol in their hair tended to have larger waistlines and were more likely to be overweight. Experts say cortisol plays an important role in metabolism and determining where fat is stored. So getting stress under cortisol may help with weight loss in multiple ways.
This does make sense. Stress
I
never
guess
really
so.
helps
It
you out,
doesn't help
right?
anything. Exactly.
No, it doesn't. All right, another study that caught our eye has to do with children and playing.
Yeah, you might want to encourage your kids to work hard and play hard as well. That's because new research finds as little as 10 minutes of vigorous play per day could be enough to help reduce kids' future risk of developing heart problems and diabetes. The study looked at more than 11,000 kids. Their ages were 4 to 18. And experts say obviously more activity is better, but if you can at least get your children to meet that 10-minute mark, it could pay off way down the road. So, you know, put the tablets down, let them get outside, and especially with it warming up outside.
I know, it's so nice out there today.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, thank you, Kim. And let's go over to Ben to see what we can expect for tonight. It's been a beautiful day so far, but things are changing.
They are, Karen, and those temperatures that have warmed into the mid-70s probably not going to help us out, and we'll explain why here in a second. First things first, flood watch is in effect for Genesee, Lapeer, and Sanilac counties. This is where most of the rain has fallen over the last week or so. High rivers and creeks here, and it's also where we're going to expect some of the heaviest rain tonight. So we'll be watching those three counties for potential flooding issues. So if you live nearby one of those creeks or streams, it's pretty high. Keep in mind tonight that those could get even higher. Just off to our southwest, a good chunk of real estate from central Illinois all the way through central parts of Michigan under a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock. We are not included in that. It runs right up to the boundary of our viewing area here. So we will be watching still for the potential of severe storms, but that threat may be coming a little bit later than what we're seeing to the southwest. Storms that are ongoing, keeping things a little bit cooler down here in the 60s, but look at temperatures here in Detroit, 75. 76 in Toledo, Flint's at 76. It's pretty gusty out there too with those southwest winds. Those warmer temperatures giving a little bit more instability to the air. So even though we did have those storms roll through in the morning, there's still a chance that some of these storms tonight could be packing a punch. Straight line winds and hail will be the biggest threat. We cannot rule out the possibility of seeing a tornado with these storms as they come through in the evening. And again, that window is going to be between about 6 p.m. tonight and when the cold front comes through, which is about 2 o'clock in the morning. So right now we are seeing a couple lines of thunderstorms, one down here across central portions of Indiana, another one there in central Illinois. The stuff that you see that's formed here in southwest Michigan, not severe. There are no warnings here, but we'll be watching again for the later hours of tonight. The models do not have a good handle on the timing or the placement of these thunderstorms. Keep that in mind. The one thing that is consistent is keeping the better chances of severe thunderstorms to our north, and also that's where the heavy rain is likely going to fall. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Nevertheless, everybody's going to be dry tomorrow morning, and we'll be in for a slightly cooler day, but a dry one. So let's go to our 4-zone forecast. These are low temperatures tonight. Start out here in our metro zone. It's going to be mild. Mid to upper 50s is what we're going to be seeing to start out. Very similar numbers here in our south zone where we'll see those upper 50s. And out to our west, there's not going to be a whole lot of difference here. Maybe as low as 56, 54 up in Flint. The big difference will be in our north zone where temperatures are likely going to bottom out in the 40s, especially here towards Lexington and Sandusky. So we'll be watching that storm threat tonight, hitting a high of 64 tomorrow. And as we look at your 7-day forecast, those numbers get cooler as we get into Wednesday and Thursday and then start rising again towards our Easter weekend. Karen?
Thank you, Ben. It is a Twitter challenge that's getting so much attention. You can help a teenager set a world record and it won't cost you a thing. Up first, don't mess with this sheriff. Hundreds of thousands of people are listening to a video he posted on Facebook. You'll hear from him next. In today's trending stories, a Florida sheriff uses social media to send a message to criminals, specifically heroin dealers, and this video is going viral.
So, to the dealers I say, enjoy looking over your shoulder, constantly wondering if today's the day. We come for you. Enjoy trying to sleep tonight, wondering if tonight's the night. Our SWAT team blows your front door off the hinges. We are coming for you.
Wow, that's a statement. The department also asking for crime tips as part of a new social engagement strategy. This video has racked up more than 600,000 views in just 3 days. Well, according to a new survey, pet ownership's on the rise in the United States, and millennials now own more pets than baby boomers. The survey found pets are living in nearly 85 million American homes. That is an increase of 5 million from just 2 years ago. Millennials are more likely to own a cat or dog, and they're also buying other animals like reptiles and rodents and saltwater fish.
I bet they're more expensive to keep now, too.
Keep the rodents and the saltwater fish, or just?
Well, no, I mean, just pets in general. I mean,
yeah.
Food's more expensive and
that is
more
true.
medical care. And
I have 2 fish.
Do you really?
Yeah, Goldie and Bubbles. I killed the other one. I don't want to even start about that. It was an accident. I was very bad with the changing of the water. Oh, I feel horrible. All right, talk about a Twitter challenge. Wendy's told one teenager he could have free chicken nuggets for a year if he gets millions of retweets. Carter Wilkerson must love chicken nuggets because he tweeted, Wendy's looking to get free nuggets. The company said, sure, if you get 18 million retweets, that would be almost 6 times the record number of retweets Ellen got for her famous Oscar selfie a few years ago. Wilkerson is up to more than 2.2 million retweets, so Wendy's, I guess they're kind of getting a little nervous. At one point, the company tweeted, quote, officially shook. Well, still ahead, a Sunday brunch cocktail on steroids. This bar tried to set a Bloody Mary world record, but they ran into one key obstacle.
She died doing what she loved.
She's an amazing woman, she's fearless.
Reporting from the front lines.
She made history. She deserves to take her place in history.
Some days I don't even believe it, honestly.
Her family mourning. See how this Metro Detroiter's life and legacy is being honored. Tonight at 11 on Local 4.
Finally, first at 4, challenging a Bloody Mary world record. Oh, that sounds like it could be a fun event, right?
How would it not be fun? Would be my question. Check out this spread. This is the Happy Gnome Bar in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's a Bloody Mary bar with 60 different condiments.
Oh my goodness. I love when you get a meal with a drink.
That's what it sounds like here. The current world record's 45.
But there was one problem. Apparently you've got to pay for somebody from the Guinness Book to come to your event. Uh-oh. Well, the bar couldn't afford that expense, so they don't get in the book. But the bar did still sell 400 tickets to the event in 24 hours, so kind of paid off.
The Bloody Mary at Ford Field. I've
never had one.
I have never had so much
Stuff
food in a drink.
It's like lunch and a drink.
Exactly.
I'll check it out. Thank you so much for joining us. First at 4. Inside Edition is next.